We're back here in the special program of the platform today as we look at the positive things that Peter Nygard has been doing for sports development in the Bahamas. And what you just saw, the presentations to the Regatta Committee of Cat Island and to the volleyballers, and you saw the presentation to Tariana Johnson. And coming up in this particular segment of our program today, you're going to see an interview on boxing generally and on youth development. And your father is very high on boxing, eh?
Yes, he is.
He spent a tremendous amount of time with Tariano, and Tariano came on this program and told me that he was sent to Cuba by your father and for many months to train.
Yes.
And so many Bahamians do not know of the investment that Peter Nygard has made in boxing and the accomplishments of Tariano Johnson.
Yes. Well, Tariano and his family, they really wanted to go there, so my dad did all that he could do to help. And that was a tough boot camp place where Tariano got his training, and also it was in Spanish. So Tariano even knows how to speak Spanish at the end of this.
Very good, very good. Now, what we are going to be saying now is an interview, and it's on boxing and on youth development. So let's take a look at that.
What's up, folks? It's your boy Daenerys Jones for Raw Talent Sports, and I'm standing right here, right now, with the one, the only Mr. World Famous clothing designer, Peter Nygard. And he recently sponsored Tariano Johnson, his training into Cuba. And Tariano, as we all know, has qualified for the Olympics this year. And it's marked, I think, over a decade that Bahamian has last qualified for boxing, it being Andre Seymour back in 1988. So, Mr. Nygard, I mean, we all know that you've always been a big supporter for sports, Bahamian sports that is, especially financially. So again, with Tariano and your, I just wanted you to talk a bit about your recent support of Tariano Johnson's training in Cuba.
No, well, when I first sent him to Cuba, you know, about 5 years ago, and I saw in this guy some real spirit. I saw this desire in him. I saw a little bit of me in him when I was that age, you know. And I said, I got to do everything I can for that guy. And I sent him to Cuba, and apparently, you know, he got really addicted to it. And now he's going to go to the Olympics. And now I want to do everything I can to make it possible, make that gold medal possible.
Now, judging you, I watched you play a little volleyball just a minute ago, and you seem to have that killer instinct, that winning spirit, that perfectionist spirit, that I mean, which is associated with success. Yeah. So again, with Tariano, do you think he's going to be successful in the Olympics? How do you feel about that?
No, he has that killer instinct. This man is unbelievable. One articulate, well thought out brain he has, you know, and you know, I see him speak with such dedication, with such determination, and articulate so well. You know, I said to him, you know, as your mind goes, so goes your fist. You know, you think through here and you throw that fist. No, I think this guy's going to make it. Not only in boxing, by the way. No, I think this guy's going to make it all the way. You know, he's got all that determination.
Now, tell me, what's your affinity with sports?
Oh, well, I've been addicted to sports all my life. I was in Finland. We grew up with sports. We grew up to go into the Olympics. It was my childhood dream to go to the Olympics. I was very poor. I could not support it, and that's also why I feel for him. You know, and I couldn't do what he could do at his age, and it was my lifelong dream. So I'm whatever I can do to support whoever is going in there. You know, I sort of live vicariously through them. You know?
All right, and also I understood that at one point in time you competed in the Olympics in sailing.
Yes, well, I did do that. In 1976, I was on the Canadian Olympic team, and I became one of the best sailors in the world. Yeah. That's, in fact, I ended up in Bahamas on a sailboat. That's how I came. That was my home, yachting. Yeah. So no, I've played sports all my life. I play sports here with the Bahamian national team. I'm so proud to be able to play with these great young guys. You know, every night we play. Sometimes we play 3 in the morning. Yeah. And I learned this sport, the volleyball, about 6 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I couldn't hardly hit the ball. You know, I'm sort of keeping up with these guys now.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, and then if you don't mind disclosing to the public, how old are you now? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, you can't ask that.
Oh, okay.
Last year I had a birthday party for the first time. I was so sick and and tired of lying about being 39, so I came clean. I decided to have my 50th birthday.
Okay. Now, talking about sailing, I also understand that you've stepped up now with the a regatta that's coming up pretty this year that you've heavily endorsed as well. You want to talk about that a bit?
Oh, sure, Cat Island, the big regatta over there, and I'm sponsoring 3 boats and giving a great deal of money on it. And of course, sailing, that's my love too, So, Bahamas is about water. If you got to get on the water, and that's sailing. Bahamas is about the beach. You got to play volleyball on the beach, and then in Bahamas we got all these great athletes. What an athletic gene we have in Bahamas, all these great athletes coming one after another, 250,000 people, and this kind of caliber of athletes, man, we got to be a lot to be proud of. Notice I say we,
yes,
I'm a Bahamian.
Yes. And I see you wearing your jacket here, and I understand you had some of these jackets designed especially for some of the guys that you've sponsored for the Olympics this year?
Well, this was jackets that we really sponsored for CABA when I sponsored that whole boxing team here, and we gave everybody these jackets, and we held some of CABA events right here at Nygard Key.
Yes.
And so this is a jacket, and I wear it very proud. We've got a lot of these jackets around still, and everybody's still wearing the jacket. So this is Bahamian national colors.
Okay. And also I want to talk about the coverage of sports. I mean, now you've been a great supporter of sports. In terms of its coverage, the way in the Caribbean region, do you think sports has gotten, I would say, enough coverage? Would you say it has?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we do really nearly enough. Getting our young people into sports is the greatest gift we can do for Bahamas, all of Bahamian people. Get them athletic, keep them off the streets that way. To cover them, to celebrate them, to cover their sports activities, to give them that applause that they want, and ultimately to give them the money that they can get from it. I think coverage is critically important to support the Bahamian athletes. And I don't think it's being done enough.
And then also you're talking about the money that these athletes deserve. Again, you've also stepped up and you're challenging the rest of corporate Bahamas in terms of sponsorship. You're offering $20,000, I understand, for gold medalists this year. Anyone that gets a gold medal in the Olympics, you're offering a reward of $20,000. You want to talk more about that as well?
Yeah, I did. I really challenged everybody, all the business community, and a lot of the wealthy people in Bahamas to support that. I think it's really, really important that they have a financial reward as well, and that key goal. To get a gold medal, to be the world's best, is really something and should be paid for. So I put out there $20,000 for gold, $10,000 for silver, $5,000 for bronze. And I challenged the other people to put up the money as well, and make it a real financial rewarding experience for all of them. In the communist world, the state supports the athletes, and they're professional athletes. We are entrepreneurs, we are business people, and our system is that the business people, the successful business people, then turn around and also share that wealth and their success with the next generation. That's why we have great charities and we have great contributions, made, and I think the athletes need a lot better support in that way from the business community, from the financially wealthy people.
And my final question to you is, in terms of now, again, you've explained your whole affinity with sports, your love and passion for sports. We're glad that you've brought that here to the Bahamas. So let's talk about your association with the Bahamas. I mean, you've been here for quite a while. I mean, let's just talk about, what is it that draws you back to these islands? I mean, we know you've been doing big business all around the world, New York, Canada. I mean, you've traveled the world, but the Bahamas is a small country, very quaint. Yeah. There's not as much activity going on. Is that your attraction?
No, well, that's one of the attractions. But there's a lot of activity going on here, actually. Bahamas, I could have lived anywhere in the world. I was born in Finland, 40 below zero. I was moved to Canada, another 40 below zero. And when I had the choice to live anywhere in the world, and I saw these islands, this was it. And I'm leaving here because this is the best place in the world as far as I'm concerned. Look at these beaches. Look at this water.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? Look at the people of Bahamas. these are wonderful, friendly, smiling, generous people, And, I go all over the world, it's hard to beat the Bahamian people. And the government, I must say, stable, reliable government that you don't have to be afraid to invest here, easy access. So, best of everything in here. So it's a great place, and I can hardly always wait to come back over here. I'm out there the biggest promoter of Bahamas, because I love this country.
And one last time, so we can look right into the camera there. And once again, I want you to talk to the Bahamian public and the business public out there, and tell them, stress the need for the financial support of our Olympic athletes.
I do. I really think it's a good thing for all of us here who have the benefit of this wonderful country, who have made it in this world, share some of that wealth, and I could not think of a better way to share it with these fine athletes. The kind of commitment they make, they should be well rewarded for this, from those of us who can afford to do it. I challenge everybody to put up some money to reward these people well. All of the Bahamian athletes from Olympics, 20,000 from everybody for gold medal, 10,000 from everybody for silver, 5,000 for everybody for bronze. That would make them wealthy.
The Golden Knights, those young men who represented the Bahamas so well in London, in the London Olympics, and brought back gold to the Bahamas. They did Bahamians proud. And Bianca, I saw Peter Nygard in the stands in London waving the Bahamian flag. It was a proud moment for Bahamians everywhere, but your father carried the flag for the Bahamas, and he was extremely proud of the Golden Knights, eh?
Yes, just like the Golden Girls, he wasn't going to miss it. He went to see the Golden Girls, and then he also went to see the Golden Knights, and he always wears his Bahamian flag colors. He loves it.
Talking about the Golden Girls, it was in that particular Olympic Games that Peter Nygard donated a vast amount of money, and I can tell you because I was on a committee with the late Al Jarrett and Frankie Wilson, and he said that whatever money we raise to send the Olympic team to Australia at the time, that he would match it. And so we raised in excess of $200,000. And so it was through his generosity that those girls went to the Olympics, and it was in that particular Olympic Games that they brought back the gold medal. Yeah. And so we were fantastically happy to see that particular accomplishment, and very, very grateful that Peter Nygard donated as he did,
Yeah, thank you.
And so what we're going to see now is the presentation to the Golden Knights.
Yes.
Okay.
Bahamian Olympic athletes have flown down to be able to be here. And then my father, Peter Nygard.
All right, thank you. We have been supporting the Olympics now pretty well all my life. I was fortunate enough to be part of the Canadian Olympic team in 1976.
First of all, on behalf of Team Bahamas, I just would like to thank Mr. Peter Nygard for the cash incentive. It meant a lot, because I know when I first heard it, I was like, I'm going to get this medal so I get this cash incentive.
Here's how I break my heart. Here's an additional $2,000 for you.
First of all, just like to thank the Lord for allowing us to have such a beautiful occasion on the Nygard Key, and Mr. Peter Nygard for putting this all together.
This is the flag saying the best of sports world, hosted by Carlos Mackey, present to Peter Nygard this award of appreciation for his contribution in assisting our outstanding Olympic athletes. December the 12th, 2008.
What drives you to do what you do for Bahamian athletes and Bahamian people on the whole?
I have such a love for sports and such a love for athletes themselves, that it just really comes naturally. I just really can't do enough for them.
Those Golden Knights were extremely happy to receive their awards, their medals, but they were also very happy to get the financial donation from Peter Nygard, because he promised them that if they won that he would reward them handsomely.
Yes.
And they got some good checks, eh?
Yes.
Each of them.
Yes, that's right.
All right, good. Let's take a break here on this program, and when we return, we are going to hear from the man himself speaking on what success is. We take this break, we'll come right back.